that is nauseating. But essentially, yeah, I heard the third book is just a long description like that. But so I read the first one and I loved it. Like, so I loved it so much that I actually set that book over here and then got the second book and opened it up, and I didn't know who any of those people were, and I didn't care. And then it would be Tyrion again, and it'd be like, yes, and then it would be some other douche. And, you know what I mean? And so for me, I found the second book challenging, and maybe that's like the test. I suspect that second book is like the reader test, and I failed that test. But I'm starting to watch the series, which is of the first book that I really enjoyed, and it's a real pleasure because I can tell how much. My wife hasn't read the books, and I can tell how much she likes Eddard, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be. She loves Sean Bean and she loves Eddard, and so it's just whoo whoo whoo. And she's like, "Oh no, he's gonna be the king's hand," and I'm like, "Maybe I'm wrong." Right? And so I suspect that. I suspect that I'll enjoy the second season very much. I think that when it makes that transition, there's necessarily some kinds of edits. And the edits that I've seen so far in the first season they haven't been cruel to the original work. And so I suspect that's something that'll continue.
Yeah, it gets better for the starts, don't worry. Yeah, things get great.
Good, that's a good feeling.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, this is my third pack, so thank you very much for coming to the East Coast.
Welcome aboard.
In 7 days, the first episode of Avatar: The Legend of Korra airs. And so, as a two-parter, first, have either of you seen the first season, the first show, actually?
I've watched the first two, yeah.
The second part is, Mike, would you be willing to draw something as either a reference or an homage to Legend of Korra?
Oh, that's a pretty easy call.
Yeah, I already love her. I mean, I've only seen the first two episodes, and she's incredible, right? So
yeah.
I'll definitely be drawing some fan art.
Thank you.
I have a one-part question.
A mono question? How can I help?
On Reddit, Robert said at some point...
Oh, on his AMA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, you guys gifted him a share in the Penny Arcade.
True.
And I was wondering, as people who have on multiple occasions sold rights to your own work accidentally, how did that process just go, Robert, we would like to give you a share of the company, now please do that.
Yes.
To yourself.
Yeah, we had a great conversation with Robert once where we said, Robert, should we have someone audit you? And he said, absolutely you should. And we're like, well, we don't know how to do that. I was like, they would never find it.
Sounds like him.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Paul Christopro, which most people likely know as the turbo douche from Ocean Marketing, has been boasting on Twitter that he is at this year's PAX East. I'm wondering, will there be rewards for his capture?
The latest development in that last night was that he's not actually here. I think he has a friend here. He won't post a picture of himself.
He has a
right?
friend?
What's that in here?
He has a friend?
Well, yeah. His phone is tweeting his location as still being in California. So he's not super smart. But yeah, there's no indication that he's actually
Is that how it all shook out?
Yeah.
Location awareness?
Yeah, he's in Carlsbad. It's not Boston.
I want to emphasize, just for the record, there is no PAX Carlsbad.
Yeah.
At his house. There is not an offshoot of the convention there.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Is there anything at PAX
Watch. Yep. Thank you.
that you don't see? Like, you think, why hasn't someone suggested this? When you look at the schedule every year?
you surprised that why hasn't this made an appearance?
Not
that I can think of.
Not yet. The paneling and the programming is pretty broad, and I mean, and the truth is that when our PAX experience mostly consists of exhibition and tabletop, and then the panels that we do in here and the concerts. So generally speaking, for us, it's hard to get out to specific things. Obviously, I look over the roster and then we approve certain panels, but a lot of the panels that come in are actually suggested panels. Like people put in requests. Like there's a panel, you'll see it next time, because I'm putting it out now, but there's actually a panel request phase where people can put in their own requests, either for them to do one, or things that they exist, the things that they think should exist. And then we'll put together a panel based on that theme if they're not willing to do it. Is this the preface to a suggestion?
I was just wondering if like a suggestion shows up and you look, shit, we should have had this already.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, typically speaking, if we don't have something like that in the roster already, we just slot it. I mean, the idea that the convention itself is an interactive sort of version of the internet is very important to us. So.
No, and me and my sister have been coming here to PAX since it's been in Boston. She's noticed you get art, so she's majored on if you like.
Art?
I was really absorbed in this and drawing. What? Oh, she has art?
We are.
She cross stitches?
Oh, this bangs off the hook.
Let me see it.
Yeah, thank you. Here.
Let me see it.
Oh, no, don't worry, you'll see it. I'm not gonna. Oh, it's all mine. That's going up in the fucking office.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, this is too hot. Oh man, could you see all the little stitches? Was the resolution sufficient? That is rad. Oh man. Sorry, okay, I'm focused. Back in panel mode. Hello.
Hi. So I attended the Q&A last night, and it was definitely worth it. There's not
Cool.
many things worth missing the Protoman for, but that was definitely one of the things.
Well, the Protoman had an orchestra with him, so I don't know.
And he mentioned something that I wanted to ask to you guys.
Oh, sure.
The first thing was in the season 2 commentary, you dropped the bomb that Robert doesn't actually have to wear glasses, and that if he heard you guys say that, he would get very pissed off at you. So did you find out that you said that and revealed his secret?
He was very upset. He claims now that his eyesight has deteriorated. Yeah. And that he actually does need the glasses.
Sometimes he'll pretend like he can't see things, just to kind of sell it, but nobody's buying it. He'll just run into shit. It's sad, really.
And the second thing was he said that somebody seriously approached you guys to make a Penny Arcade theme park. And I wanted to know your guys' opinion on it. You're like, yes, let's do this.
He's never told us that.
No.
You have to understand that he is like the membrane between us and the wild, chaotic universe of people trying to manipulate us. Right? Manipulating us is Robert's job.
And he takes it very seriously.
He takes it very seriously. That's for him to do. So, no, he protected us from that particular request. I don't even know what that would look like. I don't want to get on those rides.
Fruit bucket roller coaster, come on.
That part's okay, and I guess the juice-based snacks, I don't know. It didn't happen.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, can you tell us anything about the new kid? Any developments with that?
Like, you want to tell us anything about
No, I mean, the way that system works, they purchase the rights, they option it, and then they have...
Hold on, so you know about the term option, right? Because we had to learn about this too. So you option, that means that you have selected a work
to maybe make a movie about.
Now, did you know that there is something called a second option?
So they have, on the first option, they have, was it a year?
Yeah, something like
They
that.
have like a year to make a movie, and if they don't, then the options go back to us. But they can get what's called the second option, where they're like, no, we're just going to hang on to it a little longer. And so they're just sitting on it right now, you know? I mean, maybe someday they'll make it, but it's not up to us anymore.
Yeah, maybe they'll invent a third option. I don't know.
Also, about your other creative works, have you guys been doing anything for Sand?
Yeah, we have to do.
We owe you guys.
Yeah, no, we owe you. So,
So cool.
No, we'll have to.
Awesome idea.
We'll have to do that this year. I mean, what happened is that somebody was. There was. Oh, I'm gonna get in huge trouble. So there was a point at which there might have been something like filmed, but then that didn't happen. So I think we're doing comics again. So that's cool.
Also,
I said too much.
Last thing, I don't want to hog the mic, but can you put in the annual My Little Pony reference?
If it only happens once, it's not annual.
Listen, he's asked for his mold, so we can put the mold in, and then I guess we can remove it.
What?
The mold.
I don't know what that is either.
My Little Pony.
Oh. I don't have any reference. I can't just draw ponies from memory.
I could describe one for you.
The pony's not happening. I'm putting my foot down.
I'm one of the guys that got up to ask about the swear word from yesterday, so I had to change my question. We missed another tradition, and my knuckles remain uncracked.
Oh, we can do it. Yeah, you have every reason to fear.
Yeah, Pork Fry's not here to ask it. He's actually working.
All right. Well, he'll appreciate that you've taken up the standard. All right. So we know the ritual, right? We go 1, 2, 3, and then after 3 is the knuckle crack. Are we ready? All right. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
That was bad.
That was a beautiful one.
A symphony. Yes. How can I help?
So I've been moving my way through all of the Penny Arcade stuff, and there's so much of it that it's taking a very long time. So
Absolutely.
I don't know if you've actually done this yet or not, but there's a particular web series that you've got going on called Extra Credits.
Oh, sure.
And I was wondering if you guys have done or are planning on doing a gaming culture segment with you and James Portnow together writing, and then maybe some art from Penny Arcade instead of the normal animations, or in addition to the animations?
They haven't. I mean, I think that they stay pretty busy. Would be my guess, but no, but I mean, they've never asked, and we've never talked to them. But that's because we haven't had the idea.
So I need to go find James now?
It wouldn't hurt. I mean, I think that we're essentially kind to each other, right? I think that our presumption is that the other is too busy to work on anything together. But obviously, they're great. We're running the show. I watch it every time. So I catch their show and miss my own show. So yeah, I think that could be a pretty cool episode.
All right. That's all I wanted to know.
Cool.
So I've noticed
Oh, it's cool. Hey, what's up?
Alright, so I've noticed since PAX East started, there's been a bit of a rivalry between East and Prime.
Oh,
especially the sharing of some choice words. I believe last year you referred to Prime as a den of thieves. So I was curious, do you have any words for Prime this year?
Oh, I mean, you know about how bad they are?
Yeah, talk shit.
Yeah, Prime is not even a real event. I don't even go to that one. I hire an impersonator. It is easy to find fat, bald men. The rates through the floor.
And
I'd like to throw my hat into the ring for the official swear word, Dick Splash.
Dick Splash. It sounds refreshing. You know what I mean? Like it's gotta come from a darker place. You know what I mean? Come back next year.
I'll step my game up.
All right. See you, man.
Hi.
Yeah.
First year at PAX. I have a quick kind of a two-part question regarding the merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
I am wondering, is there ever actually going to be a fruit fucker juicer, and would it still come with a copy of the Lift Tech engine?
Oh, from back in the original. See, you're going all the way back into the archive.
Yes, I am.
This is true dedication. I'm not sure that we're ready to get into appliances yet.
I want my freshly reaped orange juice.
I strongly suspect that this is not a product we will create. And I apologize. Maybe a USB buddy? I don't know.
Hi guys. First, Jerry.
It's Matt. Hello.
Hi.
We shared many special moments.
That we did. Thank you for that. I will treasure that forever, and I cannot express how much I appreciate it.
You don't need to know.
Oh, is that the guy?
That's him.
I've been discussed.
He's bigger than you said.
Thank you. Okay. But I have a request and a question. It's not too late for the request. We haven't seen Frank in a while, and I would find the concept of Frank as an enforcer to be particularly hilarious. Like, is there any way we could get that in there, or is it too late? Or is it just not that funny?
I don't know where Frank would go in here. How about I just draw a picture of Frank?
That is also acceptable. Thank you.
We're super bad at using our characters.
See, we sometimes forget that they are real.
There are so many of them.
Yeah, I know. It's a deep roster.
A very deep one. My question is, you talked briefly about three-word phrase yesterday. I'm wondering...
Did you go check it out?
I actually read it regularly, well, semi-regularly, so I'm familiar with it. But I'm wondering, are there any other webcomics that you're cutting your teeth on right now that the collective you think needs to know about?
Well, I mean, we all access the same internet. I'm always surprised when someone doesn't see the same thing, or they have something that they bring to me. Let's see, three-word phrase is good.
I'm bad with names of comics.
Yeah.
Like there's one I really like that is like a blue bird.
That's Twitter. That's just Twitter.
So funny all the time. It's like a blue bird. He's a big black eye.
Oh yeah, Nedroid.
Okay, I like that one.
Is it Tales for Sad Children? Stories for Sad Children?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Stories for Sad Children, I believe.
That's marvelous.
Pictures for Sad Children.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay, thanks guys.
I knew about the sad kids. That's the part that stuck out. Hey, what's up?
I have a game. So, this dice has been responsible for a total party kill in the Tomb of Horrors, 4 confirmed in a roll natural 20s, and countless other hijinks.
Yeah, exactly.
So, for you, you're going to each roll the die, and whoever gets the higher dice roll gets to decide what happens next. So,
what?
Going through the enchanted
woods. I see.
The
I'm
enchanted
sorry.
woods.
Enchanted Woods, okay.
Yes. And finally, after days of stalking, you found it. The majestic slut horse, covered in glistening pussy crumbs, just glinting off of the dying
This is a good DM.
No, like in the moonlight.
In the moonlight, the glistening moonbeams. What do you do? This is basically an initiative check.
Ho ho. Ho 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 ho. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's 13. Well.
Roll 1.
Okay.
Do I have... I assume I have a satchel of some kind.
Satchel with standard adventuring gear.
And maybe a knife.
You have a knife.
Okay.
Where are you going with it?
I want to attempt to harvest the pussy crumbs. I want to scrape them into my satchel. Is that like an animal handling check? Okay. Now, do I get like a +2 if I'm whispering to the horse as I approach?
You get a +2
Sweetly?
for sweetly whispering to the horse.
That's a good girl. Oh shit.
That's a 1. So what? If you were drawing a knife across the slut horse,
That's a good girl.
Draw the knife across the slut horse's back. The crumbs begin to fall, and as it does, the slut horse goes wild, kicking and screaming. Your knife happens to catch one of the crumbs.
hold on a second, are you seeing this slut horse over here?
One of the crumbs, it's splintering back. Jerry holds on to you and you are dragged away off into the moonlight. We'll see what happens next year.
That was surprisingly engaging.
Really intimidating, but greetings from Canada.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I've been a huge fan of Penny Arcade for a very long time, especially the wordsmithing. As I'm something of an aspiring writer, I just always really enjoyed the wordplay, but especially child's play. We fundraised at our wedding, we fundraised at theater productions. I've actually just convinced our corporation to use child's play as a fundraiser.
As one of the options?
Yep, absolutely.
Wow, thank you.
So we're going head to head with like Habitat for Humanity. Screw houses, games. But I had a quick request and a question.
Sure.
I was really hoping I could prevail upon you to sign my badge. And if it's not too presumptuous, if you could forge Mike's signature as well.
Absolutely. Easily done. It would be the first time.
I would be thrilled. But also, I was really hoping you could tell us when we might see Automata again, as it's my favorite arc. The writing, the art especially.
My wife just texted me to tell me I'm so gross. She's watching at home on the live stream, I guess.
That's on you, brother.
Yeah.
Listen, I said slut horse. You know what I mean? Like, there's a mutated version of his signature. See, that's another thing I would get in trouble for talking about, I assume, right?
Yeah.
What's automata? Automata is always at the front of our mind. It's so cool, like I can't imagine that we had anything to do with it. I feel like there's a million and one things it could be, and deciding which of those things to do first is pretty intimidating, actually. So just trust that we have a similar affection for it that will eventually manifest itself.
Thank you. And parting, a filthy word.
Why would he be bleeding out of his hands?
What? A filthy word from our carpool. Cum dumpster.
That's a classic. It's aged.
I was here to hear you laugh yesterday.
Yes.
You guys were able to sign the idea from Gabe. I really appreciate it. 4 quick questions.
Whoa.
They're quick. They're quick.
I always presume too much, sir.
Trust me. I always love the 4-panel parts of PAX TV. So I was wondering, what's your favorite one to date? And if you could, if the show was back, like back in 06 when you first started, which comic would you actually would love to, do a 4-panel part on?
I think that my favorite one is probably the one that we did recently, which was about
Mass Effect.
Yeah, it was about Mass Effect. I think it was called Configuration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the portal one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was
an interesting one.
Yeah, it's just like, that's some real talk. I mean, like, they just had the cameras running, and I think that it was presumed by Mike when they were taping it, and then by Robert when he saw it, that I wouldn't let anyone else see it, basically. But I feel like I feel like it's okay to talk about that stuff. And I feel like if you don't talk about that kind of stuff, then other people will feel like they can't talk about that kind of stuff, and then no one will talk about that kind of stuff, and everyone will think they're like everyone else, and they're not, and they'll secretly feel terrible. You see what I mean? Like, I feel like there has to be a better fucking system.
Right.
And the better system is to talk. Yeah, so as far as an old comic, what would have been great, but we have Lookouts. We actually recorded a podcast for when we made up Lookouts. Yeah. But I would have loved to have a video of us putting together something like Automata. So I'd like to do...
It's okay, don't worry, I got this.
This is a new style.
Everything's under control.
Any of the big projects, so we've done it a couple years in a row where we basically made 3 big projects and then let people choose which one they like the most. I feel like that process is something that we need to get filmed. Like when we try to make up something, Fourth Panel is mostly about making Penny Arcade and just the things that are going on. But when we're trying to make up something completely new, I feel like it'd be of a lot of use, especially for other people who are trying to make things that are completely new, just to see how other people do it. How you go from the ground up and what the, what are the basic ingredients in something like that. I feel like that would be, I think that would be interesting, and I feel like it would be useful.
And actually, the fourth question is merged to a third question. I don't know if you guys watched Californication, Mrs. Jerry. Has anybody told you look like Charlie Rumble?
Yeah.
Who has to be my favorite character.
Yeah, he's the king of Fuck Mountain, yeah.
Yeah, especially this season.
Yeah. Yeah, I look exactly like you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It really seems to get under your skin when you share your gaming experiences with the public and you say like, oh, I'm playing this and I like this aspect of it. And people seem to connect some dots that they make up and seem to think that you're getting paid to make these comments.
Oh, sure.
To what extent does that happen, and does that really bother you?
Yeah, it really does bother me. That's why I get so angry. No, I mean, I feel...
To shake it off, or...
yeah, I'm not a very good person. And so, yeah, when I say something on Twitter like, oh man, Tara, I'm really having fun with Tara, and then the next 5 tweets are, oh, how much is Inmass paying you? Like, it just really bothers me, because Jerry and I have had this conversation. It's not like we don't have opportunities to do that, I mean,
That's very common.
People come to us and say, we'd like to pay you to say something good about our game, And so we kind of feel like all the work we do to not sell you guys out is shit upon when people say stuff like that. And it pisses me off. And I'm not the kind of person who just says, I'll let it roll off my back. I get mad. Okay.
This is my first talk, so I'm really excited to be here and
Thank you for coming.
as a person. I have 2 questions. One, what is your favorite comic that you've ever made?
Ooh, I thought about this ahead of time in case somebody asked me, and then I forgot. I had it just in my mind.
I think, well, there's a couple different ones that I really like for different reasons. I think one of the best comics that we've ever made, just in terms of, it's not even really funny, but the strip where there's like a little boy, Gabe, sitting on the couch playing games, and Tycho's very angry, and he sits down and grabs the controller, and he becomes a little boy Tycho. It's a Mega Man strip, but we took the text out of it for the print, because you don't need it. And
yeah, the text is not relevant.
For some reason, that strip, I think, is just perfect. And like I said, it doesn't have to, it's not super funny, it's just perfect to me.
God,